Hello, everyone. My name is Joanne Newell from Publish in Style, and I help amazing women to self publish books that promote their businesses. And today I have one of my authors with me called Sandra Hubert, who is the author of this beautiful book. I'll do it myself. Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming along. You've been through the journey now. You've gone, from conception right through to
Oh,
delivery,
yes.
let's say.
Yes, that is.
Uh,
It's like having a baby.
Exactly, exactly. And there are people out there who haven't done that yet. They've got that idea in the back of their mind, but they just haven't done it yet. So it is always good to hear from people who've done the thing that you want to do. And I want to thank you so much for being here today to
Right.
share a little bit about what it was like for you and what helped you with the process. So now that you do have this book, I mean, it actually launched was it the 28th of November
November.
last year?
Right.
So in a few months, it'll be the
Mm.
anniversary date. And normally I speak with my authors. We do a little video interview not long after their book's published, but this time we've given it a bit more breathing time. And how are you feeling at this point after, all the excitement of the release?
Oh, I'm getting ready for the next step, all the
Okay.
media stuff and all the yes, the
Yes, because you've got
progress,
exactly,
podcasts and all those sorts of things that are new to me.
exactly. Well, the book was new to you, and yet you did it, And can you just show me something too that you showed me before that you've created based
Oh,
on the book?
well, there's the coffee cup. Oh, but I do have my water.
And you did that yourself as well, going
Yes.
by the title of the book, which we love. You
Sublimation, I'm having fun with that as well,
Oh my
putting
gosh. So
photos on things.
you've always just and that's the story you tell in the book is where you always just work out how to make something happen. And
It's easier when you do it yourself.
yeah, and especially having gone through the challenges that you have based on the brain injury that you had. But then again, you didn't do the book entirely on your own in that you sought my help for that. So you've got that discernment of knowing this is something that's going to be more difficult for me to do a good job on without some professional knowledge. So you tapped into that.
I did. I did it for many years because I wrote so many notes and started my book in so many different ways and realized, no, I'm not doing it. I bought books. I looked at things on the internet and I just went, oh, yeah, I totally overloaded myself. And that's where I sought your help and you simplified it.
Yes, it does help just to have also that extra person to give
Oh, yes.
feedback and to see things that you can't see necessarily when you're doing something like this. And there's a lot of emotion and energy that goes into creating a book. And especially when yours is so personal, because it is about your story of
You could say
overcoming.
about emotion. And that's where you came in handy because I could write the structure of it in regards to what I did factual.
Yes,
Like you would sort of say to me, "How did you feel in that moment?" And then I might cry, but it's like, "Oh, okay, this is what actually happened." And I
yes,
curled up into a ball and I couldn't walk out the door. Those sorts of things that you
yeah,
don't often share with people because
yeah,
it's too personal.
yeah. And have you been noticing that in the feedback that you've got from people who have read the book since it's come out, that they've been affected by your story and the way you told it?
Yes, and even my own father, because yes, he was there. Well, he doesn't live in the same town as I do, but he come to visit me,
Mm,
and he read it and rang and congratulated me for writing the book and also getting through everything I did. He said, "I didn't realize what you went through." And
yeah,
that's it. We often hide things, pretend the world's good,
yeah,
and the book, that's the raw me. And people go,
yes,
"Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I didn't realize that."
And we're probably protecting other people, let's say your family members.
Mm,
Roland, your husband, saw firsthand what it was
yeah.
like. He was there at the coalface, and was worried about you, coming through that whole experience and got to see the day-to-day recovery in person. But your dad being that little bit more removed, you
Mm.
probably didn't want to burden him with just how hard it was, So I think we do
No,
sometimes protect people, um, as well as us not wanting to appear weak too. That is probably a
that's the
combination.
half bit. We do. As I say in my book, I felt like an actress. I
Yeah,
put on this facade. This is what Sandra does. This is what we do.
yeah,
And you everyone assumes you're okay, and I find that very hard that some people don't even actually ask you, "Are you okay?" And that's where I like nowadays we say, "Are you okay?" Because
Yes.
you look okay, you seem okay, therefore, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you are okay.
That's right, and it's often the high achievers, which most certainly are. Anyone who reads this book will will see that, or anyone who knows you, I think, um, who, yeah, people just think, "Well, they're fine," because if they're not telling me that, then absolutely I would assume they are, because they are in every other aspect of their life.
Yes, I actually went around, Christmas time to my cousins down in South Australia and actually hand delivered the book, and, because we obviously have we all grew up together. They're quite older than me, but they have all more memories than I do, I suppose.
Yeah.
But as soon as one of a couple of my cousins saw the book, they went, "That's you. I do it myself." They could still remember me as a little girl telling my parents, "I'll do it myself." And it was just
Mhm.
so lovely too, because we don't spend a lot of time together.
Yeah,
Have that connection, and
yeah,
they've all read my book now and rung me, and we've chatted about it,
yeah,
and, they're all, "Wow, wow," but it was just so nice because they know the real me,
yeah,
who I
yeah,
was before and now, and
yeah.
they really don't see much difference.
And do you find that people are then feeling, that they can confide in you a little bit or share something about their
Yes.
challenges?
So, yes, it's
Yeah,
my couple of my
it's
cousins have
a
had
special
health
place
issues,
to hold. Mm,
and even friends have lost husbands and so forth. They know that I'm more understanding. Because of
yes,
what you've gone through, that's sometimes what they say.
yeah,
"You'll
yeah,
understand that da da da."
yeah. Oh, that's actually really special, a special byproduct of sharing the story in this
One
way.
girlfriend said she's read my book 3 times and she'll read it again. She loves it.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. So tell me how it felt, because there was a stage when we got through, and we'll quickly in a second just go through the stages we went through to produce the book. But when we got to the stage where we ordered a copy to check, so you got your first copy in your hand, how did that feel?
Oh, it was just like even my postman, Jared, Jed, we call him Jed, he's just recently retired. He even knew it was arriving, like
So you told him it was on the way, did you?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And he
goodness
was so
me.
happy when he eventually got a signed copy because he said, "Yes, I know that." The other lady, Michelle had one, the lady that delivers the packages.
Right. Yeah.
When she got a copy first, he goes, "I
Oh.
can't wait for my copy."
Bit of excitement in the street.
Oh, it's
Oh.
lovely when you got neighbours and community that
But
support.
you've developed that, Sandra, and that really shows in the book as well. You are very much a people person. Um, do you think if there's people who are watching this who don't feel that they have got your sort of personality, perhaps that they're a little more introspective or introverted, um, and aren't as connected with their community, perhaps, like that they might feel like, oh, well, I'm going to have trouble getting my book marketed or getting out there and sharing the word about the book. Is there anything you can say to them?
Well, it's not just about you because you can ask for help. There are other ways. Yes, I'm a people person, but you don't have to be. You
Yeah,
just have to write. You're the person that needs to write the book. You can have other people marketing it.
yeah,
I
that's
know
true.
one lady, she's into poems and so forth, and she said, "Oh, someone does my book stuff for me." You know,
Right. That's
the
good.
people you meet.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
think
absolutely. That's a good
that's
sort of
where.
outsource what, you really don't wanna do necessarily.
Yes,
Yeah. So let's just quickly go through the process. So we got together and had a planning VIP day at the start of the process.
yes,
You had actually already, written your story as part of this book,
I did.
Real
Yes,
Women, Real Stories. It's just an abridged version, which is by the amazing Jennifer Ironside, and there are about 16 stories, I think, in this book, all about women who've had gone through some sort of really full-on challenge. And your story was, compelling, was absolutely amazing. And you'd said, one day I'm going to write the actual book. I want to write it as my own book. And then you felt ready, and we got together and went through the planning. And how did you feel with the planning? Because you said you had all your pages of notes to actually be able to sit down and organize it. How did that feel?
really good because it gave me a solution.
Yeah,
And I had boxes and boxes, and I do 1, 2, 3. There's one out there,
yeah,
and I kept everything.
yeah,
My diaries. I have all my diaries from that whole, well, now, nearly 40 years of diaries, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, to work out, do I need that information in it?
Yes.
Able to go through my diaries and go, oh, I don't need that anymore. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
cull as well, and just sort of put the memories together. And like
Mm.
I said, even with the cover of the book, because my memories were everywhere, it helped
Mm.
in a second way to put them in chronological order.
And the amazing thing is because you had a brain injury, you have to work harder than most people to think about all of that. So it was a complex thing you were doing to start with. And then on top of that, having to get through the anxiety and mental load of organizing. So I'm glad
Right.
that I was able to help
In that
you with
moment,
that.
I had to.
Yeah, that
That's
was
one
really
other thing my sister said to me. She goes, well, how did you remember that? I don't remember that. I said, Joanne, I was looking just at that time. So I was
yeah,
in that moment. So I was
yeah,
reliving it.
yes.
Because to her, she was just looking back, going, oh,
That's Joanne, your sister, by the way.
that's right. Yeah, my
The
sister.
Joanne's here.
Your mother sister. Yeah, my other sister.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. You just, because you're in that moment, you remember more. Or you're
yeah,
looking at photos,
yeah, and it just
diary,
back. Yeah, yeah.
and what happened when.
And something we also planned at the very start was thinking about the marketing. We looked a little bit at it, and we did a more
Hmm.
full-on marketing plan later once we knew how the book was going to evolve. But with that, we planned the marketing for the book. So you're going to be sending out emails to people with little hints
Yes.
and about living life well and potentially brain injury tips. And also we looked at your mentoring service that you offer. So we wanted to give people a next step if they wanted more help, as well as the helpful hints chapter that you wrote. And that sort of evolved as we did the book because you can start with a plan, but ideas are going to keep coming up and
They are.
things tweak a little bit. But to have that bit of structure at the start just gives you an anchor and something that you think, okay, I'll stick with that and I can start. I don't need to keep thinking about it now. I've got a plan. Let's just follow that and see where it takes us.
Because it also, if you think of something, you can put that in the mentoring pile, not here. Yeah, I think it's media. It's over here. Like I don't
Yes,
have to um, bog my mind down with lots of other things.
exactly.
That's for later.
So after that, we moved on to the writing stage.
Oh,
And
yes.
how did you approach that? What was your best way of actually getting to the writing?
Well, because with your structure, we worked out what the chapters are probably going to be. Yes, they changed over time, so you're um, not in concrete. So you go, oh, just who I am when I was in hospital, or beginning how I got to hospital, in hospital, and it was easy to then go, oh well, this is what happened, and then it just sort of flowed because you've got
Right.
it in your head,
Yeah,
and if you don't know the words, don't worry because you retweak it later. Just get it
that's
on
right.
paper.
Just get it down. And something that we also did was give you a little deadline. So I would say, well, can you have
Oh,
this
that's
to me by
yes,
that date?
yeah.
And then I would edit the first couple of pages as I would as if I was editing it, as if you'd given it
Mm.
to me as a completed product, so that you could see, and I track changes on that so that you could see comments from me or grammatical things that you might be able to refine because to help your writing further on. And
That's
then
it.
the last bit of the chapter, I just skimmed through and put little comments in about overall structure or content ideas. And then you would take that back and have a look at it. And did you implement that straight away, those things, or did you just keep it in your mind and just keep working on the next chapter?
Well, it sort of depends. Depends on
Yeah,
if I was in the middle of something,
yeah,
or it also helped me to realize or clarify that you didn't understand what I was meaning.
yeah.
Sometimes it was, oh, because obviously I
Knew
know the
what you
story.
meant.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I sometimes had to reword the whole thing because, yeah, we both had a communication issue, not
yeah,
issue, but I knew
yeah.
what I meant. And writing it, nobody's going to understand it.
Yes. Well, that's what an editor comes to the book with. They're the
Mm.
first reader. So often we're so close to our own work that we don't, it can be hard to get that perspective. So it's not easy, but if you've got the right person giving you the feedback, in a helpful way, because basically an editor is there to help you. It's, not to berate you or make you feel like you're the student in
No,
the
and you never
class
have
or
done that.
yeah,
Because I was in I did this and they did that, and you kind of said, well, got to do it in, you know, current terms or past tense or whatever.
Yes.
Think of that when you're writing, you just write it how you think of it,
Yes, that's right,
and
and it's good
then
that you at
yeah.
least got the writing flow, but it can always be refined later.
So
Yeah,
it's just getting it on paper because you can't edit if it's not on paper, and that's what I ask
yeah,
everybody to do. Just write
exactly.
it down.
Yeah. So then you completed the writing and we went to the editing stage, and that's where I got the entire manuscript in, and I just did a deep dive edit on that. And gave you the chance to answer those questions, and I'd go and update the text based on that, and then you got to read it again, so it's quite
Yeah.
involved, but
You didn't include that person at the beginning, so let's just add him at the beginning.
yes, that's
Like
right. It's
that.
crafting it all, yeah, and making it all make sense. And editors need to keep a lot of information in their heads, and they are generally quite
Very
detail
well.
oriented. And they'll think, "Hang on, I read a few chapters ago about this," and there'll be a
Mm.
minor point, but it might trip up another reader too. So
Yeah, well, that was happened beforehand, not afterwards.
yeah, yeah, that's puzzling. So yeah, so all those things get ironed out in the editing process, which is why editing is so valuable. And I know some people think, oh, what's the point? It reads well. My friend said it sounds good. If you're doing this to promote your business, I think you've got to have a level of professionalism about it.
Oh,
And
you
if you
do.
want it to appear like a book that has been published by a traditional publisher and is of that quality, you need to invest in editing. It's like with anything, it can be an investment, but it pays off because now you've got this book
Mm.
that is going to be there for years to come, and people are going to have a seamless reading experience. They're going to get the most out of it. They've got your beautiful message coming through, the stories you tell, everything is coherent, nothing's too long and long-winded, nothing's too short. It's just a really good read and great information in it, and it's very inspiring whether you've got a brain injury or not. So editing just helps polish the
Oh, yeah.
diamond and bring it all, to a really beautiful point. So it's good that if you can invest in that as well. Then we moved on to design, and we looked at the front cover, and we also looked at the internal design to make sure that it complemented that. And you actually came up with the concept for the kintsugi effect that we've got on your
Yeah.
face here, which is sort of like a little gold reflection. And you want to tell a story about that? Was your psychologist?
It is my psychologist, Christine. She was just one of those days where we're talking about this and that, and she just said, "Oh, this is just like the Kanseki because you've picked yourself up and all the gold." And she explained it. She had a little vase, I think it was. She showed me, and I just went, "That is exactly how I can imagine." I sort
Yes.
of imagine my head with a screwdriver in here, but it's a bit gory. And as my editor said, that might sort of push people away.
Yes.
But
Controversial.
so many people have commented on that picture now. They go, "Wow,
Really.
it's intriguing."
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
that's right. Makes you wonder, why on earth has she got this
yeah,
gold effect on her
it's to
face?
enhance you to your faults aren't
That's
faults.
right, kintsugi, the Japanese art of, yeah, making something beautiful and new out of something that was broken.
You
Yeah,
can't do something like, yes, I couldn't walk to school, so I counted the steps and changed it. It was like the same. I put a bit of gold in there. I went, how do I get there?
golden path.
Hmm.
And we actually incorporated that effect into the inside pages as well, being just on pages that had large pull-out quotes on them and a chapter starts. We did the same as well, just that little bit of that, just to tie in. So it's those little details that just make the reader feel taken care of, and like it's a very
Mm.
satisfying thing,
Continual.
just to have that little bit of cohesion. So it's not overdone, but it's I think we did it behind pictures as well. That was one of you and your son. But other than that, it was just the plain text in a very readable font,
Yeah.
good size. We chose the laminate that you preferred for the cover, which was a matte laminate. We spent a lot of time just getting the subtitle right, so that really is that rebuilding my life after serious brain injury needs to be clear and compelling. So all of those little details, just it's people don't realize, I think, the work that can go into
No,
that,
I
but
thought
it's worth
writing the
it.
book was hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard, it's just a lot to think of.
It is a lot. Yeah, yeah. But it's worth it because you end up with a book that is just so
Wow.
compelling and readable and enticing and easy to market in that sense. And we did do a marketing plan. So you had your launch, that was part of the marketing plan
Yes.
as well. And that was a gala event that you organised up there in
Yes,
Townsville.
but having a couple of good friends to support me there to yes, and
Absolutely. And you are well known in the community because, as people will read in the book, you've been on boards and different work situations and
Oh,
community
yes.
groups and
People say, "Oh, where do I know you from?" I'm going, "Oh, let's start.
everywhere. Where don't you know me from?
Which
Yeah.
sector?"
So you're able to invite a lot of those people to the launch to come and celebrate with
Yes,
you as well. So it
and
went
it's
off with
just
a
nice to have a
bang.
variety. I was just at a meeting the other day, and, one of my endorsers, who was actually at my as David
Mhm.
Donahue, was at there. "G'day, Sandy, how are you?" Thinking, "Yep."
Yeah,
He knew all about my book, of course, because he's read it and endorsed it,
exactly.
and
Well, that's something we did, and we do that with all of my clients. Is we
mm,
get people to endorse the book, so we can put little blurbs or snippets of their opinion of the book at the very beginning, so that people can see that when you go onto Amazon, the first few pages show in a sample, and so those people are having their words and praise about the book first
and
and
that's
foremost.
very special too, because you don't realize you've worked with these people for years, and
Yeah,
you don't realize that's what they think of you.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
positive
exactly.
feedback, and you go, "Oh."
High regard. Yeah,
We kind of lower ourselves of how we feel about ourselves, but they kind
yeah.
of know,
Yeah, but
you know?
it's a big ask to ask people to read the book before the book
Mm,
comes out. They sort of send a PDF, and then to write their thoughts. So we just so appreciate that people do that.
yes.
I know it does help promote them too because their name and organisation are in the front of the book if they're from an organisation. So that's part of the marketing in its own way. And also, when those people know about the book, they tell other people about the book. So they're starting to spread the word for you too, which
Or
is
they are MC at your book launch.
yeah,
No, it's true. Yes.
exactly, exactly. So we did a marketing plan, but you haven't necessarily implemented all of it yet because life has got in the way for you.
Oh, yes, and the
You're a busy
environment, and
lady.
yes, we had rain here in Townsville for a couple of months, so that sort of
Yeah,
the
that
noise of the
affects
rain just
it a
did
lot.
my head. I just couldn't even think.
Exactly. But you are looking at starting to implement more of that. And in fact, you're going to be starting your own podcast.
Yes, yes, I've got some more information about that, where I can do that, and the university here is supportive, so I can pop out there and
Fantastic.
see them.
So that's really going to help promote the book in a big way and also platform you
Mm.
and your business. So that's just, it doesn't surprise me that you're doing this at all. So there'll be information about that at your website as well as where people can purchase the book, which
Yes,
is sandrahubert.com, Hubert.
ERT.
Hubert.
You had
I
a
think
mental
I
block.
can spell. I'm an editor.
That's okay.
Yes, so that's tremendously exciting and another challenge, as if writing a book wasn't enough of a challenge. That's you're on to the next thing, and
But it
doing
was
it
a very good
yourself
experience. Yes, I just
on your voice, which is amazing. So, are there any final words of advice or inspiration that you could give to first-time authors who are wanting to write a book for their business? It might include some of their personal story, which was a big part of yours. What would you tell them? What's something that you think would have helped you at the start of your journey?
but you've got to well, it's ownership of the book. You're not
Mhm.
going to just pass it off. It's but to be at one with your book, to be proud of what you have got, to with yourself and I, there was no judgment in anything I told you.
Mm,
It was it's better than having a family member, like a family person without being family, if you know what I'm sort
yes.
of saying.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And to just start because you'll always regret not doing it. Whereas if you just go and do it, you will enjoy the process
yeah.
and you're still in control. You don't lose that ownership of it. I
Yes.
know sometimes I would say, look, I can't cope with this at the moment. Let's give me some more time.
Yep.
And it's not like school, you know,
No, that's right.
and to
Project.
just work closely with you,
Yeah.
communicate,
Yeah. So getting help is
getting
probably
help.
a good thing when
Yes.
it's something like this. If you haven't done it before, I mean, if you've done it before and done it on your own, you know how much work was involved in the learning process. So for first timers who don't want to have to invest a lot of time in that and want the guidance of somebody, then getting a professional in it just takes that weight off,
It does.
gives you the
It gives you
sounding
that
board as well.
insight into how to start. Like I said, I
Mm,
had piles and I still have those books,
mm,
papers, ripped out bits here and there, quotes and so forth, and I just had no idea how to put it together. So I did waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
Whereas with yourself, it was just like, oh, that's how you do it. Do
Yes.
this, easy steps, as you said, timelines you gave me within such time. We worked that out together.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah,
and so yes,
exactly.
within such and such, you'd say, how are you going with that? Oh, I'm struggling with this. What is it? It's just that working together as a team.
Yeah, which I love. I love doing that one-on-one sort of work
And you knew
with
exactly what I
people
was
like
talking
you.
about.
Well, it was an absolute delight to help you bring it out. I'm
Thank
proud of
you.
your book, baby, as well. I just think it's beautiful. It's such a
Yes,
beautiful
I do
story,
have my book,
and
yes.
I know it's been changing lives, and it's going to go on doing that, especially as you start to really ramp up the marketing side now, especially with your podcast. So,
Even for me, you might think it's people for a brain injury, but like my husband in the building industry, he has had supervisors ask him for a book.
mhm,
My dentist has a book, has read it.
wow, yeah,
Like,
that ripple
it's just
effect.
people that you don't expect. And my husband's on his way down to Hamilton Island to order a job and dropping a book off at the chiropractor in Airlie Beach.
It's getting spread widely now.
No,
Yeah,
it's just one of
yeah,
those things that you
people are
just don't
hearing about it.
realize. They
The
hear
word
about it. They
spreading.
said, I need a copy.
Oh, I love that, Sandra, and thank you so much for having me along the journey. It was an
I
absolute
appreciate
delight,
it.
and I love seeing you're always letting me know, "Oh, so this has happened with, marketing the book." So I love that you keep in touch and let me know how it's going. So I look forward to seeing it out there on an even bigger
Yes, me
platform,
too.
as you get it out there and help even more people. So
And I do know that if I need advice, I can talk to you about it.
absolutely, you can. All right,
Thank you.
thank you so much, and I hope that you watching have got a lot out of hearing a bit of advice and about Sandra's story today. And yeah, give me a ding, an email, joanne at publishinstyle.com, or just look at the website and publishinstyle.com just to see what sort of services I offer and whether I might be able to help you too with your beautiful book. All right, thank you so much, Sandra, and
Thank you very
everybody,
much.
and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye.
See ya.